The Raiders have officially met with tight end Isaiah Likely out of Coastal California. We're going to talk about what this could mean for our roster and our tight end room in particular. Isaiah Likely is projected to go in the 4th round according to PFF. Isaiah Likely is 6'5", 245 pounds, but he's only gained 15 of those pounds recently. If you look at him in college, he really does look like a wide receiver and did not have that good of size at all. There is tons of concern that, Isaiah Likely could get whooped in the run game. So he tried to take care of that, be like Andy Reid, and eat a bunch of cheeseburgers. Yup, yum, yum, yum. Because when you look at him blocking in college, he really just blocked on the outside, just like a wide receiver. One thing about Isaiah Likely, he's seen as a dynamic receiver. He can make some contested catches. He has a good PFF grade in receiving game from his whole entire career. 2021 had 93.3, 2020 had 90.8, and then 2019 had an 81.3 PFF grade. Lines up at the slot sometimes, in line, sometimes even lines up outside. Had 12 touchdowns last year, which is very impressive. And among tight ends, he actually has the 7th most deep yards among tight ends in this draft class, 191 yards, and he is also ranked according to PFF as the 3rd best tight end in this draft. What's really impressive about Isaiah Likely is last year he only had one drop last year out of 77 targets. That's very impressive. There's really no downside to his receiving game. He could run routes like anybody. He can make catches like anybody, even could outrun outside linebackers with his speed and safeties. The only problem with him is he going to be able to run block? Is he going to be able to gain that respect in the game by adding 15 pounds? We'll see what happens. Like I said, he's 6'5", similar height to Darren Waller. The question will be, can he remain this athletic while gaining 15 pounds, and can he contribute in the run game? And it's very interesting to see us think about a tight end. He's projected to be in the 4th round, so that means that we could take Isaiah Likely in the 3rd round. We know Darren Waller's our guy. He's our tight end, right? But he's under contract this year for $6.6 million, next year for $7 million. He is the 16th highest paid tight end in the NFL. You can't sit here and tell me he's not thinking about that contract right now. You can't convince me that. Every player should pursue their financial interests, and you saw Darren Waller in the early season of 2021 post things on Instagram after attending the tight end university, regrammed Greg Olsen talking about how tight ends are criminally underpaid. So Darren Waller is definitely thinking about this in the background. So Josh McDaniels is trying to cover his bases, trying to look towards the future, and getting somebody like Isaiah Likely, if he is the best player available in the 3rd round, would make a ton of sense. We also don't know what's going to happen with Foster Moreau. Foster Moreau is making $2.6 million this year with only $122,000 in dead money, and this is his last year. We got to decide what we're going to do with him after this year. We know he was a 4th round pick out of LSU. Even though Foster Moreau has battled with some injuries, we know this guy could be an awesome threat in the red zone. He's made contested catches a lot, and if he's given a lot of opportunities, he usually comes through. He was finally given some opportunities last year. He had 43 targets last year. The year prior, 2020, he only had 10 targets. In 2019, he had 23 targets. This year, he had his highest amount of yards, 373, while picking up 3 touchdowns. So I think Foster Moreau can contribute. I think he could start for a lot of other teams. That's why you're going to have to make a decision in some direction. Either Darren Waller is going to want some more money. Maybe he's cool with riding out that 2 years. If he is, you stick with him as your number 1 tight end. If he's okay with being the 16th highest paid tight end in the NFL, despite the fact that he's probably the 1st or 2nd best tight end in the NFL when healthy. To be completely honest, I think we would be having a contract problem with Darren Waller right now if he hadn't gotten injured. The fact that he's gotten injured makes it a little less harder for him to argue for a new contract. But if Darren Waller had put up a season like he put up in 2020, in 2021, I think he would definitely be demanding a raise at this point. Look, I don't know for sure. All I know is that I would if I was him. Look, man, I love all these players. I love Foster Moreau, love Darren Waller. And hey, and if Isaiah Likely comes onto this team, I'll love him too. But at the same time, you got to make a decision with your roster. And if we have all 3 of these guys at the tight end position for 2022, that'd be amazing, because we've seen what Josh McDaniels can do with people like, I hate to bring him up, but Aaron Hernandez, right? And obviously Rob Gronkowski. So that would be great. But at the same time, money has an impact here. Pride has an impact. People want to play. People want to start. And then you have to consider making some moves where you have a surplus. If you have a surplus of really talented tight ends, you definitely want to trade some of those people away to get some more assets. So, if you're watching this video, make sure you subscribe to this channel. It really helps me out. And also like this video, or hey, dislike this video. I just want to know what you think and what you have to say. We'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys think Isaiah Likely would be a good tight end and be a good pick for the Raiders in round 3, the Raiders have met with him officially today.